Now, we all know that The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is one of the most broken video games in history. From warpoint manipulation that will bring you to the end of the game after defeating the first boss, to having the ability to turn every item in your inventory into a bottle. However, a lot of people think the new version of the game for the 3DS, which Grezzo worked on, is a lot more stable and has almost no glitches. Well, you're wrong there. So today we will look at some of the most game-breaking tricks seen in this game. And, little side note, we will skip a lot of the glitches that are also seen in the original, and sorry for the video quality, but recording on a 3DS is just borderline impossible. 3DS capture cards are very rare. Number 5.
Now, we will start this video off with some good old clipping and going to certain places that Link shouldn't be able to reach. First up, somewhere in Zora's domain. However, it's not useful at all, but it certainly has a weird effect. Now, first of all, you have to go to Zora's domain so we can start this little trick. To start, you work your way to the tunnel to the left of the Zora shop that leads to the ice. There should be a very small corner made by a pillar there. Then you jump slash into the corner, and if you do this the correct way, you will just pop through the wall. Now if you fail, no worries. You can adjust your angle and try again. No penalty for failure here. After this, just walk and swim underneath the Zora King over to the waterfall and jump all the way down. From here, you can just jump into the black void and lean back into the water area, which will cause the water physics to kick in, giving you the chance to get up again. And now, you're officially stuck underneath the ice. I hope you bought the blue tunic before doing this, or you might have a problem now.
Number 4. Now, our previous one was a bit minor. Certainly something Nintendo didn't really want in the final product, but it's not useful in any way. However, our next one is, and was even used in the Old Dungeons category as seen in the run by Ben Stevenson's 56 at AGDQ 2 years ago. Now, it has one simple effect. You can enter the Great Deku Tree as an adult, which is more useful than you would think. All you need is bombs, hover boots, and maybe a long shot if you're not completely sure about your routes when doing a run. To start off, you go on top of Saria's house and turn Link so that he's looking towards the twins' house. Then do a hover boost from Saria's roof to the twins' roof. After which you hover and roll to the cliff with collision. Walk alongside it to the corridor you would normally go through to get to the Great Deku Tree. And when you start seeing the Great Deku Tree, drop into the corridor. Now the Deku Tree should be missing some textures. Just run towards the tree, and you should be able to enter it. It's even possible to beat the Great Deku Tree as an adult, due to Link being able to grab the ledges that were normally way too high as a child. That's why it's even used in runs. So as you can see, people aren't really limited when it comes to tricks in this game. Number 3.
Now on to our next one. This is quite a big game breaker when it comes to the game's story, because even though Zelda has fled from Ganondorf, we can still talk to her. But you must have obtained Ferori's Wind and cannot have defeated Baronade yet. First, perform the restricted items glitch in Zelda's courtyard to set a warp point with Ferori's Wind. This way we can get back to it later. With this set in place, we can go and defeat Baronade, only after placing Ferori's Wind. That's important. Now we can go to Hyrule Castle so we can watch the cutscene of Zelda and Impa escaping Ganondorf's attack. But if we now warp back to Zelda's courtyard using Ferori's Wind and the restricted items glitch, we can talk to her and almost all the guards are gone. A bit weird that this is even possible and still in place correctly. She will even mention that you got a new spiritual stone. So if you ever think something isn't possible anymore, then you are probably wrong.
Number 2. Now let's move away from just simple clips and warping stuff to a technique that's used a lot throughout runs that can be very handy in a lot of situations. This one was also seen in a run done by Ben Stevenson's 56 for AGDQ 2017, using it in the Great Deku Tree for example. The only thing you need for this is either iron or hover boots and the hookshot or long shot. All you do is go near an object that the hookshot can grab onto, equip the iron or hover boots, and target the object with the hookshot. Press L with the hookshot button still held down, and use the circle pad to slightly look up or down. As you let go of the circle pad, unequip the boots, and Link will be boosted up in the air extremely high. Now this is useful for many different skips, most notably getting to the Shadow Temple early. So both crazy and really useful. Number 1.
Now for a very last game-breaking glitch, we will look at a rung warp, but not just a normal one. Oh no, this one is extremely complicated. It's performed as Adult Link in the Forest Temple boss room using the warp found there. And of course, Farore's Wind plays a role in it. You jump from the side onto the edge of the warp and activate Farore's Wind at the same time, making you warp away and open the menu for Farore's Wind simultaneously. Then, you have a 1-frame window to press yes on the exact right time, otherwise it just won't work. If you do all this correctly, which is extremely difficult, you will warp to a very special place, the title screen itself. Link will now fall 14 times, since that's the amount of health Link has. And yes, the title screen has its own save file, which is a debug file. It uses this during the title screen cutscene. After falling 14 times, you die. But when you're out of bounds, you can do something called zombie walking, which means that you can move while out of bounds and dead. All you do now is walk forward where you will come across water for some reason, allowing you to actually die and save this debug file over your old one. And now you can continue with this one, and it has everything you could ever wish for, like all the medallions. This is for sure the most crazy glitch we've ever seen in this game. You want to see more crazy things? Head over to our channel and check out some of our other videos. Or you could subscribe and not miss out on any of our future videos.